The story I'm going to tell you, it may not be nice, it may not make you happy, but it is essential if we really want to understand how human behavior evolved and why are we doing what we're doing every day. You see, with no anatomy, there is no medicine. Have you ever been into an autopsy? I'm sure you would not enjoy an autopsy unless you're really a pathologist. So what we're going to see now is akin to an autopsy, but of the human behavior. And the results, as I say, we may not like, but we need them if we want to solve the problems arising from it. So here we have a lion. It's a running lion, okay? Just we couldn't make it run here, in the picture. And this lion is running. Now, is he running towards his prey? A beautiful antelope who is going to be his meal? Or is he running away from a terrible water buffalo, one of the biggest enemies lions have in the savannah? The answer is, it is irrelevant. In both cases, he is running away from pain. It's the flight from pain. Now, which is the pain he is running from in this case? Here we know, just a kick in the head probably, or being stomped by the water buffalo. Well, here he is running away from hunger, from starvation, and it is the same. Now, the idea here that I'm positing is that every animal, and this includes us, humans, is running away from pain. Is not running towards something. It may look like we run towards something, but we just are responding to pain or suffering, to be exact, and its threat. It doesn't have to be immediate. It could be in the future. Now this is about human beings. Now let me tell you a little bit about other animals. No, there is a biologist called Levi, who in the end of the 19th century came up with a concept which is today known as Levy's flight. Levy's flight is certain animals, including sharks or many of the birds, change the path they normally follow when they're looking for food, when food is scarce. Now, it is so exact what they do that it can be shown in a formula. This is an actual mathematical formula showing the behavior of different animals in the case of scarcity. Now, imagine a shark that follows a path and he goes directly like this, like in a line, looking for food. When food becomes scarce, they start changing their path. Now here we can see how the path looks. It's not going direct, it's just trying to cover more territory in order to get more food. And this happens automatically because, as we all know, animals are just running a program. They are a very sophisticated machine, a very sophisticated bio machine that runs on a program. And it always does the same. If not, we could not have had a math equation. Human beings do not have neither of those two. Now, what's the difference then between a human and other animals? The answer is there is one similarity, and that means we are also all the time running away from pain, from suffering. In our case, the difference is that the sources, the potential sources of suffering are much, much larger than in animals. And I'll explain why. Well, when are we behaving like animals? When pain is equal as the one to the animals. Let's say thirst. Okay, you are thirsty, so you go and drink in the nearest source of water. It could be a refrigerator, it could be a river, it could be a small creek, but you're going to go and try to drink the water from there. That's exactly what an animal will do. Now, there is a second level in which here animals are excluded from this kind of suffering. And this is the possibility to anticipate. Now, Animals cannot anticipate. They cannot foresee things because they don't know cause and effect. They use correlation. An animal simply will check, will learn from correlating two events. So if the two events, even they are not the cause, but they come together, the animal will probably work on that way if, and only if, it produces pain or relief. Very sometimes, once in a while, pleasure, but mostly pain or relief. Those are the two prompts that an animal have, and the difference is that we can foresee them. We can think about it. A good example could be instead of every time when you are thirsty, you just go to find a creek or as I say, or a river or a source of water or a well. You will prepare a cistern in which water of rain will fall, and when there is no water, like in the summer, we can still access water. Why? Because we can predict it. And number three, this is the weirdest part, that's where really it gets very different for animals, is moral pain. That means that when we are thinking about drinking water, we will not drink the water of somebody else. That would be stealing. Or we will share, we will have no problem sharing our water source with other humans, mostly. Why? Because morally, we are supposed to do that. We will not let anybody die of thirst just because it's our water, nor we, in most cases, will stop, will steal the water from a third party. Now, the difference between this suffering and the other two is that not every human has a moral system. Psychopaths, which is, they're very special people because they don't have a moral conscience, they don't have feelings, and they don't have empathy. With none of these three, they would just steal the water or just not let anybody and let him die of thirst because he couldn't care less about it. Now, this is exactly an exception, and I'm not going to talk in this video or any of the following videos about them. They are not important. We're talking about the vast majority of human beings. So, for one side, we are better at conserving water in cisterns, and water is just an example, of course. It could be wheat, it could be food, it could be shelter, anything. We are good at it. We solve those problems. But together with these problems that we are able to solve, new ones come to us. The ones that are in the future, that cause us anxiety. Yes, will I have water next summer? Will I be able to have clothing when it gets cold? And that suffering happens now for something in the future. And to that you add a third kind of suffering, which is, we all know, guilty feelings, yes? The suffering that is, again, predicted that if I do that, I will have guilty feelings. So you need the second system to work for the third system. Now you are not only looking for water, you are thinking, will the water be, it's mine, it's not mine? Certain questions that the animal will not ask, will never ask. Will I have water if I drink all the water now and I bathe in it, will I be able to drink it in 3 months from now? Well, that the animal will not do. Okay? And the animal who drinks all the water or uses all the water and then there is no water, well, he will go the way that 99% of all the species that roam the earth at any point went. It will disappear.